We've done hypnosis together before, so now we're able to go into the process a bit more efficiently and have more time to produce change today. Sound good? Awesome. So I tell you what, take this hand and just press down on mine like you're trying to push a door open, and just let those eyelids close on down, because I'm going to count from the number 1 to 5. And as I count from 1 to 5, just begin to press down on my hand stronger and stronger. 1, pressing that hand down as I go to 5. 2, pressing down, sleep. Good. Just let the mind and the body just release, relax, and just let go. Just let every breath you exhale help to guide you deeper down. In fact, as you slowly let your body sit upright, as the body sits upright, feel that taking you even deeper still. Body sitting in perfect balance, perfect alignment. Muscles becoming completely loose, limp, and relaxed. As I let go of your shoulder, sitting in perfect balance and alignment, notice how that helps to guide you even deeper still. Sounds around you mattering less and less. That's right. As this is a time for you. A time for you to create results in your life. A time for you to achieve things you absolutely deserve. And in a moment, you'll be able to let those eyelids open back up. When you do that, just notice how good you feel. Whenever you're ready, let those eyelids reopen. Feeling good, feeling refreshed. Welcome back. So the theory is we can gradually relax somebody into hypnosis. We can do more of a compounding nature, stair-stepping, going through hoops, getting the foot in the door, compounding nature like a Dave Elman induction. Or I can just yell at you and put you there right away. All these techniques work. To chat for a brief moment, let's defend the strategy. This is a category where many people in the hypnosis profession would say, don't ever do that. That looks like a stage hypnosis routine. That looks like something that's not appropriate for a change process. And here's my honest opinion on this. This example popped up yesterday with a client, that here she was, and she came in with all this. It's a phone call that I saw was left on my voicemail system on the 4th of July, because happy 4th of July, she discovers her boyfriend of 2 years actually has also had another girlfriend for 2 years. Whoops. And it's that moment where she goes, I don't want to work on him. I don't want this to sound like I'm trying to play the game of make me get over him. She goes, no, I am using this as every bit of a catalyst for this is the direction my life is going now. I've identified all these things that this is the time for me to do it. So as people, as a person, many years ago I worked in management in the arts, specifically in professional theater. I wasn't acting, I wasn't directing, I wasn't designing. I was the stage manager behind the scenes, negotiating with unions, playing with Excel documents, doing all the paperwork, and making all these creative people get along. If that's not psychological training, I don't know what is. It is. It's the moments where you'd have to smile and nod as the designer was saying some absolutely insane garbage about there's an A side and there's a B side to every plant, and we need to schedule a meeting to discuss how you figure that out. And he's insane, but every time Stephen Sondheim writes a musical, this guy designs the sets, and he has 7 Tonys. So you just go, okay, sure, you go right ahead. They had to be live plants, so we had to install grow lights backstage. The scene shop was growing other things we slowly discovered in the scene shop. That's a whole nother hypnotic induction. So think about her story for a moment. Think about a person who suddenly, whether it was a shift in religious structure, a shift in a relationship, a shift in our modern political climate, where suddenly new information is presented to us, and no, you can't go back to the old way. People change rapidly. I would often use the phrase that they would say that it takes 30 days to install a brand new behavior, a brand new habit. I would tell you those people might not be using the best of methods. You know, when we look at profound change that people often create, there may be things we've been meaning to do and wanting to do for quite some time. You know, as a high schooler, I was 210 pounds. Coming out of college, I was about 160. And for me, it was the experience at 5'4", carrying my 3 or 4 month son up the stairs and going, I'm 30 and I'm out of breath. This sucks, losing the weight and building up the strength from there. Just that flip of a switch of going, yeah, no, I'm not doing that anymore. So moments where we change things rapidly. So to give our client the experience of a rapid state shift as early as the entry point into the process, rather than slow and methodical, rather than get the foot in the door, get the foot in the door. I mention that because I will ruin a lot of live theater for you now with this next statement. Many actors and directors are just way too damn indulgent with a moment of discovery. What do I mean by that? It's a moment where the actor's playing a character and he's on set by himself and there's a piece of paper sitting that's out. And it's the moment of he picks it up. And he's playing every single aspect of it, as opposed to how would that moment really occur in real life? It's not this slow unfolding of a nature. You know, they're telegraphing, they're showing and telling every aspect of the experience. So in the aspect of a final dress rehearsal to opening night, we would often shave 30 minutes off the runtime of a play. Why? And it wasn't for the sake of faster, funnier, louder. It was for the sake of taking the air out of the process. And I mention that here because, again, for anyone who's ever been a critic of this style of approach, really, in my opinion, what it's doing is it's modeling that immediate pattern interrupt in which the old model just doesn't work anymore. So by looking at it from that perspective, now this is where I often play the game of finding the motivation behind a strategy. If I can refer back to this moment in such a way that now it serves our change process, why would I not consider using this at some point? The concepts of it, different terminologies. You'll often hear the instant induction. If you want some basic terminology, hypnotic induction classically would be about maybe 10 minutes long. What's considered a rapid induction may be about 3 or 4 minutes long. Instant induction would typically be a matter of seconds, minus the pre-talk. The pre-talk is going to always be critical in our process. I'm wanting to rebrand this out of the category of being a instant induction, or I hate this terminology. We'll talk about it in a moment, though, about what it means. Some would call it a shock induction, but instead let's rebrand it as a pattern interrupt induction. I'm establishing a pattern and then just as quickly establishing another one instead. The same as I've been stuck in this habit all my life, and now I'm on this path instead.